Hello. Testing. How we doing? This will be very interesting. I don't know how well this stream will go, how smooth this stream will go, because I am clearly not in my usual office. I'm in Chicago for the next 2 weeks, and I don't know what the Wi-Fi situation is like here. No, I did not dye my hair, man. I'm in the basement. I'm in a basement somewhere. I don't know why I did that. Help me. I'm kidding. Not funny. I am in Chicago. I'm staying with my girlfriend is the answer. And yeah, I don't know what the Wi-Fi is going to be like. Are you in the basement with the goat? No, man. No. I'm not in the basement with my deceased goat from over 10 years ago. How's everybody doing? So far, it actually looks like it's running kind of smooth. So I think we're going to be okay. Anyway, good to be here. Welcome to the Broadkarst. Welcome to the third Broadkarst, the third official Broadkarst. We got a lot to talk about today. I'm very excited about today. I got some fun things planned. You left LA. I did not leave LA. I'm just on a brief little trip, man. I'm on a brief trip. Let me say hello to everybody who is here at the top. Hello, Pink Reboot. Congrats on the job, by the way. We love to see an employed viewer. Hello, Pink Reboot. Hello, Homer Simpson fan. Hello, Brennan. Hello, Levi Turner, Big Brain Studios, Boston's Stuff, Sufi, Jude, I Exist, Elizabeth, Trevor, Tomas, good to see you, Amir Taha, Sasha, Walter, how's it going? Anastasia, I'm going to pronounce it that way. ZJ13 Goat, how's it going? Libby, Dan. There we go. John, everybody say hello to our mod John today. John hasn't been here the last few. I love the shadow of myself, by the way. It makes it look kind of crazy. Yeah, everybody say hello to our wonderful mod John. Yeah, man. It's good to be here. As you can see, because I'm traveling, I do not have my usual mic stand. I'm holding the mic. I will be holding the mic for the entirety of the stream, which means that Cine 2 Nerdle's probably off the menu for today, because that requires some insane typing, and I need both hands for that, and I do not have both hands currently. So, this is a very bare bones stream. Yes, it is, but we made it happen. I told myself, I was like, no more skipping streams because I'm traveling, because I travel quite often or at least this summer I've been traveling a lot. So I was like, I'm not gonna, we're gonna make it work is what I'm saying. It's just me and a microphone. Are you going to TIFF this year? I've decided as of recent, probably because of the lineup, that yes, I am gonna go to TIFF. I'm not gonna cover the TIFF lineup today because it's extensive, and I don't really know what to say about a ton of it. I might cover the Venice one, though, because the Venice lineup did get announced, and I have more thoughts on those, because there's a lot of interesting stuff premiering at Venice. Stuff that I'm very excited about. Will you have a Q&A segment? Absolutely. So yes, if you're new here, I'll break down the agenda for today. We have a few things planned. If you're new here, we usually just sit here and we chat. We answer questions. It's a Q&A situation. But we also have some other things going on. I'll tell you a little bit about what my week's been like, what I've been watching, what's on the radar. I'll talk a little bit about the Venice lineup today. I found a nice tier list for us to play today. It's the best animated feature winners of the, not all of them. Actually, it might be all of them. And I also am like, did these win? Did these actually win? But yeah, we're going to probably do a tier list. It might not be this one, depending on how accurate this is. But we're going to do a little tier list like we do. And then we're going to talk about the weekly movie club movie this week, which was Signs, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, which is fantastic, I have to say. This was my first time watching Signs, as is the case with, I want it to be the case with most of these Broadkarst movie club movies, is I want them to be movies that I hadn't seen before, or movies that I haven't seen in a while, like The Departed. But The Signs is one that, did I just say The Signs? I meant to say Signs is one that I am yeah, really excited about because I really enjoyed it. Say that again. Did it glitch or something? Or was I not clear the first time? Can you do a fit check video on directors or actors? I would love to do that, actually. That sounds like a lot of fun. I did see someone say fit check for myself, and there's nothing that special about it. I got a Uniqlo. You know what? Real quick, though, I will say, and I don't think this is the first time I've said this, the Uniqlo Airism t-shirts. That's all I got to say. Do with that information. Do what you will with that information. They are the best shirts. Enough said. I'm not going to blow up the spot. I'm not going to blow up the spot right now because it's a little secret between me and the, other Uniqlo heads out there, but I don't think you can find a better t-shirt for that kind of money. That's kind of the best you're going to get. Airism underwear feels so good too. Damn, just airing out your underwear thoughts on the stream, John. No one asked. I'm kidding. I do want to check those out. New Alex G. Oh, we're going to talk about Alex G. The new Alex G came out, and it's fantastic. I don't fuck with linen. Airing out my balls. Enough. How do you mod a mod? We need to ban our mod. Yeah, new Alex G came out this week, and I don't talk about music that often, but I guess I do talk about music more than you would think. And Alex G was a snooze is the wrong take, is what I will say. That is listen, we're all about forming our own opinions when it comes to movies, but music, there are right and wrong takes. And Alex G put out an incredible album. Honestly, I would go as far to say one of my favorite Alex G albums. Super consistent. Super, sounds really, polished for him. Very 90s. There's, a few songs in there that are, what's the one where he's really, kind of, he's like, I thought, I'm not going to go into this, but, does anyone, real quick, let me get a vibe check before I go into this tangent. Does anyone here listen to Talk Easy, the podcast? I'm not going to explain why I'm asking that, but it's a great film podcast. That's not why I bring it up. Crazy Fantano gave it a 5 out of 10. Yeah, if you didn't like it, you're watching too much Fantano. This one was for the real Alex G heads. Beam Me Up is fantastic, yes. I thought it was a step up from God Save the Animals, and I was a huge God Save the Animals shooter. Nothing on it tops Runner. That's the best song in the world, but thoughts on Ozzy's death are not a big fan. I wouldn't say I was a huge Ozzy fan, but it was kind of crazy. Yeah. I was telling my girlfriend yesterday, I completely forgot, but then remembered that I went as Ozzy for Halloween when I was a kid. There's somewhere there's a photo of me dressed up as Ozzy Osbourne with a severed bat head, and it's got all this fake, it was a homemade costume. We made all this fake blood, and I'm I got the wig on and the red glasses, and I'm ugh. And so I was, that's and I was a huge Crazy Train fan as a kid. And I remember, dude, as a kid, this is not important. As a kid, I had this crazy moment. It was a crazy coincidence. I was hanging out on the couch. I was in middle school, and Harry Potter was on the TV, and I was listening to Crazy Train for whatever reason on my iPod. And as the guitar riff kicks in, the iconic one, the train starts flying in Harry Potter, and I was wait, this is crazy. I didn't mean to line this up, but this is that Pink Floyd Wizard of Oz moment, where it's the music just lined up so perfectly. We're going off the rails for real. On a crazy train, dead ass. Yeah, I need to tap into Black Sabbath. We went to Cookie and I went to a bar last night and played pool, and they had Ozzy going on a rotation. And some of those songs, I was only really familiar with the Crazy Train. The Crazy Train. I meant to say I was only really familiar with the hits, but he's got some good stuff, man. He's got some good stuff. Yeah, R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne. has a short film coming along. No update to be honest. It's only been a week, and it's still in the post sound process. I should probably follow up about that, but it's going well. Yeah, not a huge amount of updates there. No Other Choice is about to be peak cinema. I can already tell. Park Chan-wook hasn't missed since JSA until today. Dude, tell me about it. The trailer for that dropped, and it looks like it's so Decision to Leave type thing. It's like he's doing all the crazy, like, weird camera tricks. It's like no one is doing, like, digital like him. Like, he's making full use of, like, the technology we have today. That's why I love Park Chan-wook. It's like he really, like, is making use of the technology of today. And he's just like, God, man, Decision to Leave was so underrated in my opinion. I don't think it got the love. Like, people liked it and appreciated it, but I was like, this is an awesome movie. Like, this is way better than we were giving it credit for. New Guadagnino movie looks good. I did watch the trailer. It does look great. Yes, it looks like a Guadagnino movie. But at the same time, like, I don't know, there's something like a bit sleeker about it that I'm excited to see. Like, the rest of his stuff is very kind of loosey-goosey, and he really feels like he's locked in on this movie, so I'm excited. Are you working on any of your own scripts you could talk about? I mean, I have my own scripts, yes. I'm actually not really, like, currently working on anything. I have my feature script that I'm, trying to get made, and I have to open it back up now that, like, we're about to do festival stuff with the short, but, like, at the moment, not really. At the moment, my hands are full with YouTube and the Broadkarst that I'm trying to do more with, and, yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough balancing all this stuff, It's tough. Favorite IDM artist? I mean, Aphex Twin is kind of the easy answer there. But, like, I've been listening to a lot of Floating Points. I don't know if we would count him, but he's kind of like, he's kind of creeping up into my GOAT conversation in that department. Grizzly Man this week? That's not a bad idea. We will cover the potential movies in well, that comes at the end, right? We talk about what's next week at the end. And we are going to do, like, a poll situation, I've decided. I know we did that last week. I know that last week we did a poll on yes or no, should we talk about Signs? And people literally said no, and I still was like, we're going to do it anyway. But this week we will follow the poll. And I think we're going to decide on 4 potential movies for next week. And we will vote which one works. Another update I want to say is there will be a Discord server next week for sure. The Discord server is actually done, and I want to shout out viewer Michael Ashby for helping set it up. He's done an amazing job and came up with all these amazing ideas that I'm very excited about. So there will be a Discord server, but it's on me. He finished it, and I have to finish making all the, like, emojis and the damn like the cover art and like some of the more, like, personalized stuff. So I have to do all that, and I want to, roll it out next week. But there will be a Discord server where we can have more of an off-stream discussion. I don't really want to say discussion. That sounds corny. But, like, keep it going with, like, the weekly movie. Keep people, like, locked in. Is Karstcast going to come back? We kind of do it when the opportunity arises, yeah. I mean, we just did that EFIS thing. I think both of our schedules right now are a little too up in the air for us to, like, make a full official return to, like, weekly podcasting, but, like, we've talked about it and have, like, floated the idea, but it's a tough one to, like, coordinate right now with both of our schedules. Like, I can barely, it's asking a lot for me to, like, get these streams out once a week, which is funny because it's literally 2 hours of my time, but, like, I don't know. It gets complicated pretty fast when you're doing it remote. 10 more minutes for me. Pink Reboot. It was good having you here. director tier list coming today. I looked it up and I couldn't find like a great director tier list option. But if you guys find one, I would love to do that. Cause yeah. Would you ever make videos less about specific films and more about film making? I'd love to hear you talk about like who can write about what topics or how different directors use theme, etc. Yeah. I've always wanted to kind of, to be honest, like when it comes to like specific filmmaking, I'm kind of dumb. Like I don't know a lot of the like specifics when it comes to tech and gear and like lenses and like all that stuff. Like it's a tough, like I get carried by my crew when I make shorts, and my DP like knows everything. And so that really helps. And I just know the choices I want to make and like what I want to do and how I want it to feel. And I've learned a lot in the process, to be honest. It's been a huge learning experience. And I know a lot about like the edit and what's going to work editing wise, which is why I like doing videos. I've done videos about like editing in specific films before, like Uncut Gems. But to answer your question, yeah, I'm basically at a point where I'm like, I will make a video about anything as long as it's film related. This week's video, in fact, it's about dad movies, and I'm very excited about it. I just finished it today. Thoughts on the Kevin Feige stuff? I still don't know how to pronounce his name. No, I don't know what I don't know what happened, to be honest. What film has the best edit? The most exciting edit in recent years that I can think of is Oppenheimer. That's like my personal pick. As far as most impressive edit, I mean, Goodfellas has like a noticeably good edit. It might be Goodfellas, but I know there's like probably a better answer. But I'm forgetting her name. Jennifer Lame. Lame feels like a mean like misread, but I'm pretty sure that's her last name. She is like the best editor working today, in my opinion. She did Marriage Story, she did Tenet, she did Oppenheimer. Have you ever tried bulking up? No. Best acting performance you've ever seen? You're asking the big questions here, man. I don't know. It might be Denzel Washington and Malcolm X. That was one where I was like, we shouldn't even like be allowed to talk about this in the same breath as other great performances because it feels like it's beyond that. Like, I think Denzel Washington and Malcolm X is like peak acting for sure. What is the best thing you've ever done in your life? What are we doing, man? What are these questions? Learning how to backflip is probably, yeah, that got me pretty far for a while there. Seeing Together tonight, I'm excited for it. I've kind of been like beating around the bush, but the marketing got to me. They've been pushing it hard, and I have to admit it got to me. I was like, that is one where they had to push it. They had to like kind of get it through my brain and be like, no, you're gonna see it. You're gonna like it. And so I'm probably gonna go see it. Yeah. I saw a clip on Topical, Stephen Colbert, which made me way more curious because I don't think I like really saw the trailer, but I saw the clip and I was like, this shit looks kind of fun. And I'm like, we don't use Dave Franco enough. I want to see more Dave Franco. He was great in the studio. Thoughts on weapons? I'm excited. The AI trailer thing, I was kind of like, what are we doing? But then I was like, I was seeing mixed things. Some people were like, it's not actually AI. And then, yeah, I don't really know. I don't know how to feel about that. It's the same guy. I'm forgetting his name. Same guy that did Barbarian. And I loved Barbarian. I thought Barbarian was fantastic. And In Love Lies Bleeding, yes. Talking about the Discord, I used to run a movie night Discord where people would stream movies for everyone else to watch. If you were interested in doing something similar, I'd love to help. That sounds fun. I did a few of those like Netflix party things that were fun. I remember we did like The Wicker Man and Green Room. It's called Green Room, right? And those were a blast. I guess it's kind of similar. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. When I'd love to organize it, but like watching movies that way, I'm like, I'd prefer to not have to think about like coordinating and running the event while watching it, if that makes sense. Gonna watch movie? Probably. Not on stream, but I'll probably do it. Yeah. I watched okay, yeah, I'll talk a little bit about okay, real quick, before I get too far, I wanted to recap my what's been going on in my life. I'm in Chicago, yes, but I also was just in Kansas City for 2 days to celebrate my sister's white coat ceremony, which she's going to med school, which is very exciting. But I went to Kansas City and have not much to say about it. I've never been. It's my first time there. It was good. It wasn't bad. Like, you go to some cities in the U.S. and you're like, holy shit, if I lived here, I don't know if I could do it. Like Indianapolis. I hate Indianapolis, man. I really do. I really don't like Indianapolis. And I was kind of expecting Kansas City to be like that. But it was extremely charming. Like, there was everybody there was so nice. I know it's not the South, but it had a Southern comfort vibe to it. I did not get, I got like a steak that had like some sort of barbecue thing with it. I didn't get like proper barbecue. I wasn't really up to me where we went to eat, to be honest. Like I was following my family. But I did get this crazy fried chicken. I got fried chicken that was like out of this world good. It was like, yeah, it was phenomenal. So yeah, that was good. Sorry, I'm blanking. I need more coffee. It was not Korean fried chicken, no. It was like, they did it on like a real fire. Or the place that did it had like, they had a real flame going on in the kitchen. I was like, this is a real ass restaurant. It was fantastic. I mean, I had some really great food, and the city's cute. As opposed to fake fire. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best. Do you have a picture? I do, but it was a really bad picture. Let me. I'm gonna airdrop it. This is not a good picture, but I will show it anyway. It's gonna show up. Oh, it might not work. Fuck it. You guys don't need to see it. Yeah, no. Kansas City was cool. I would recommend it. It was very humid. It was like unbearably humid, to be honest. But yeah. What else? My mom was like, I haven't watched your Superman video yet. But she said she really wants to because all the like radio hosts she listens to have really loved it. And she's like, I really want to know what you think. And I was like, Mom, don't watch it. don't. You should skip that one. And she was like, why? And I was like, I didn't really care for it. And she looked at me with like this crazy disappointment. And I was like, you too, Mom? Like, even my mom's turning on me here? Like, I was like, you know this about me. You're like, I wouldn't like this. It was crazy. But yeah, I think she might go see Superman, which my mom, if you think I don't like superhero movies, man, my mom does not like superhero movies. I was trying to tell her, I was like, I'm doing this for you. Like, I don't think you're going to like this, Mom. I remember back in like high school, I put on Guardians of the Galaxy for them because I was like, I was super into it. They walked out like 15 minutes in. They were like, we're not wasting our time with this. And I was like, damn. And so, yeah, I was like, I don't know if you're going to like it, Mom, but she's going to give it a chance. Let's see. And that's it. I had another interesting thing that happened to me, but I don't know if I want to like go into it, to be honest. I'm gonna wait for this one to sit for a second. Anyway, what I've been watching, I have not watched a lot in the last week since this. I watched Argo, which is for... I didn't mean to do this with The Departed, but I'm making a video on ranking every Best Picture winner from this century, because we're a quarter of the way through the century, so it feels like a good time to do that. And I watched Argo and thought it was, the most Best Picture winner of all time. But not a bad movie. Not like a total stinker. I thought it was kind of good, actually. I was having a good time. It just was like very like Best Picture winner of its time type of thing. I'll obviously expand on this in the video. That said, I have tried to watch the movie Chicago twice now and have fallen asleep at the same time both times. It's becoming a really frustrating thing in my relationship because Cookie really likes that movie and has seen it like a million times. I obviously need to see it, but I keep falling asleep to it, and we're gonna try it a third time tonight. we're gonna give it another go. But I like what I've seen. It's just kind of like they're singing the whole time, and the songs are kind of like lullabies. Like they're kind of putting me to sleep because they're so nice. But yeah, we got to finish that. I have not seen the Fire and Ash trailer, by the way. I've been seeing a few comments about that. I have not seen the trailer for that yet. I'm not going to watch it on stream because I've decided... I've put my foot down on not watching trailers on stream because I think it's not as interesting as you think it's going to be. I'm just sitting there. But I'm going to probably watch it after this. I'm not like the biggest Avatar head in the world, but yeah, I've been hearing good things about it. Favorite onstage musical? I haven't seen a lot of musicals in my day, to be honest. I don't even know. I've probably seen less than 10 onstage musicals. I've seen more plays, but I don't know. Probably my high school's production of Les Mis that I was in. That's probably my favorite onstage musical. So we watch in Chicago? Maybe it'll end up turning into a sleep stream. Will you be at TIFF? Yes. Do you listen to the Big Picture podcast? No, but I got respect for him. I got respect for not all podcasts. What am I saying? Did you guys see they put out a list of the best podcasts of all time? And I was like, I don't even know. I mean, that's not a bad thing. This is probably how people talk about movies on these lists, but I was like, I don't even know what half these podcasts are. No, I was not in it. GeoSleeper was snubbed of the best podcasts of all time list. As was Karstcast, as was Suck Off. And Donut Hour, which is my podcast I made freshman year of college that a total of 10 people have ever listened to. Karsten, come to Arizona. It sucks here. I've always wanted to go to Arizona, man. I think I drove through Arizona for 20 minutes when I did the drive to LA. And I'll be honest, dude, it was gorgeous. I kind of want to go back. I thought Arizona was very beautiful. But I probably just saw a really pretty part of it. What's Donut Hour about? It was me just rambling about nothing. Who talking shit about Arizona? I do it sometimes. That's what, see, I think I got respect for Arizona. I just know that the what is it, ASU is the number one party school in America. That's all I know about Arizona. Much better than Kansas City. See, this is the thing. I didn't care for Kansas City that much. I wouldn't live there. But I'm also, when I see people, if I see someone talking shit about Kansas City, I'm like, keep Kansas City out of your fucking mouth. There's nothing wrong with it. Other than a few things. I went to ASU? That's crazy. Damn. Yeah, every time that's funny. Okay, yeah, because every time I hear someone be like, I went to ASU, I'm like, damn, then you go hard. Like you're crazy. But maybe that's the wrong assumption to make. What's your TV setup looking like? I should know the name of the TV because I got it sent for Sony sent it to me for free to make an ad. And the Sony OLED something. This was like many years ago, and it's the coolest sponsorship I've ever had, obviously, because I got sent a free TV, and it's really nice. But that's as much as I could say. I don't have like speakers or anything. It's like it sounds good. Gets the job done. It's pretty sizable. Watched The Young Girls of Rochefort the other day. It was so good. Damn right it is. It's a good ass movie. Yeah. Okay, I kind of want to talk about the Venice lineup a little bit. Because yeah, this is horrible lighting now. I was curious about it and I wanted to cover some of it. No, oh wait, this is Venice. What's the best way to look at the lineup? They do not make it easy, man. Should we just go through variety? Honestly, let's no. I know what to do. I had this planned. What am I doing? There was a list on Letterboxd. That's gonna be our thing. Likes. Lists. Karsten, the chat's weird as fuck right now. It's probably because I promoted this one and I was like, I'll be streaming tomorrow. So all the weirdos like marked their calendars and we're like, I'm gonna be there. But you know, good to see everybody, I think. Okay, how do I what's the best way to do this, man? Will you marry me, Karsten? See, we're not doing, okay. Let me figure this out. Yes. Okay. Transition. Okay, so here we are. Venice 2025. This lovely list made by Mason Hathcock. Moving on. This is the Venice lineup. Some of these I have nothing to say. Others I do have much to say. We have a new one from Paulo Santino, who I actually don't know if I've seen any of his work before. Let me double check. I have seen nothing. Also, I'm going to move this because I still haven't seen Youth. I've heard good things about Youth. He also did The Young Pope. Oh, dude, I need to watch that Hand of God. Yeah. And Parthenope came out last year. Okay, yeah. There's a lot of his that I still need to see. But he's got a new one called La Grazia. So I'm looking forward to that. We also have Below the Clouds. I'm going to skip most of these. Begonia. Begonia's coming out. The new Yorgos, which I'm very excited about. I was not aware it was made by the Ari Aster's production company, Square Peg. I'm pretty sure is behind it. But everybody kind of knows about this already. The trailer dropped. It's about two conspiracy theorists. I don't know does Emma Stone play one of the conspiracy people? Or is it just Jesse Plemons? Yeah, she plays the one that gets kidnapped, it looks like. Yeah, it looks great. I think it's going to be fantastic. I mean, based on like everybody that's attached to it, and like, I don't know, the fact that it seems like it's a modern day situation, like another modern Yorgos film, which I like. Say that again. Why do you keep asking me to do that? Is it because it cuts out, or is it because I misspoke? Yeah, Stavros Halkias is in it. Yeah, I'm excited. Who shot it? Was it our boy? Robbie Ryan. You know it's going to be good, man. You know it's going to be good if Robbie Ryan's behind the boards. Who scored it? Jerskin's back. They got Jerskin on the keys. It's going to be fantastic. Okay. Deuce. I don't know. Elisa. I don't know. New Jim Jarmusch, which is this is my baby right here. This is the one I'm most excited for because I really treasure new Jim Jarmusch movies. I think they're all good. Even The Dead Don't Die. Even Dead Don't Die. It's the Fantastic Four meme. Can I not have anything anymore, man? Can I not just say fantastic? By the way, I will address this once and never again. There's not a lot of people asking me for this for many reasons, but my friend John, who's in the chat, asked if I wanted to go to an advanced screening of Fantastic Four tonight, and I said, I am not touching that. I'm not going anywhere near a superhero movie for like a few months. So when you wonder why I put out a dad movies video and not a Fantastic Four video, that's why. I will not be seeing that movie. It would be you know what I will say? Like, people are saying it's bad. Like, I've heard a lot of kind of bad reviews for this one. It would be funny if I liked it. I think that would be a good, solid bit, but I'm not going to do that. Anyway, Father, Mother, Sister, Brother. Very excited about this. It looks like it's going to be, it's an anthology situation with Cate Blanchett, Adam Driver, Charlotte Rampling, Tom Waits. I mean, it's going to be good. Who shot it? Yorick. Dude. Oh, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And who did the... No Composer? We got No Composer? I'm excited. I have very little to say about it because I don't know much about it. But the fact that it was supposedly rejected from Cannes is pretty interesting. Frankenstein. This is also why I want to go to TIFF, is because I want to see this in a theater and not on Netflix. Like, I know I'll be able to find a screening somewhere, somehow, so I won't have to watch this on Netflix, but I would love to see this at TIFF. It's also at Venice, and I'm extremely excited for it. Like way too excited, to be honest. Let's see. These others, House of Dynamite. What was I going to say about that? Oh, the new Catherine Bigelow. Yes. I'm excited for this. I have not seen The Hurt Locker, which is another one I need to see for my video on Best Picture winners. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. She hasn't made a movie in a while, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm excited. Jay Kelly, new Noah Baumbach with George Clooney, of all people. Just saying, the last time those two were together, it was a Fantastic Mr. Fox situation. So very excited. Laura Dern's there. Adam Sandler's there. Dude, look at the fucking cast, man. This might be great. Greta Gerwig's in it. Sadie Sandler? Is that Adam Sandler's daughter? I mean, this has potential. I'm kind of like, based on the cast, based on the vibe, and based on the synopsis, everybody knows Jay Kelly, but Jay Kelly doesn't know himself. This is going to be fucking great. This is going to be a good time, I think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. No Other Choice we've already talked about. I mean, it's going to be incredible. Orphan? Who is this? Laszlo Nems? Do I know? No, I do not. Got it on the radar, though. Let's see. Silent Friend. Oh, dude, that's right. I heard about this. Look at the cast, and I'm pretty sure it's a romance. People are like saying this one is one to really like look out for. I think it's going to be, it could be really good. I don't really have much else to say about it, but if Léa Seydoux there, I'm seated. Silent Friend. I haven't double checked. Maybe, is it at TIFF? I do not know. The Smashing Machine. We've talked about The Smashing Machine a good amount. I'm excited for it. It's like, honestly, maybe my most anticipated. I haven't seen Son of Saul. That's the thing. Will you play Death Stranding? Maybe one day. Obviously not today, but dude, there's a Albert Camus adaptation. I had no idea this was happening. I don't know why this is happening, but I'm here for it. I'm like, I'll watch it, man. Like, why not? The Sun Rises on Us All. Do I know this director? I do not. What else? Dude, I thought there was After the Hunt is obviously there. We've talked about that. There's a new Gus Van Sant that people are not really saying any. I haven't seen I haven't heard a peep about this, but I was like, that's kind of crazy. When's the last time you put something out? TIFF lineup doesn't have Midnight Madness yet. Okay, interesting. When is Gregoraki? Dog, that movie's probably just not even done yet. Like I feel like it's still deep in post. Let him take his time. Oh yeah, and then this is that new Amanda Seyfried movie. With Lewis Pullman, my guy. And Tim Blake Nelson. Okay. Yeah. That's what's on the horizon. That's what we're looking forward to. I think it'll be a good year. We got a lot to look forward to. I honestly think of this bunch, I mean, it's no different than before, but like my top guys are Jay Kelly, Frankenstein, and Father, Mother, Sister, Brother. They all seem like they're gonna be great. Oh, and The Smashing Machine. I feel like you can't lose with any of these films. You just can't. Okay. Back to me. And back to decent lighting. Jesus. Smashing Machine and Marty Supreme going to change the game. I know, right? I'm so excited. I want a Marty Supreme trailer. I want to see what that's all about. I can't wait to see who's the better brother. Good first, Jim Jarmusch. I feel like that's a tough question, actually. Because like, I wouldn't say. I think Patterson's a good way to ease you in. I would start with Patterson. But like, if you want to see like, you know, that's a pretty accessible Jarmusch. But like, if you want to see like what he's all about, yeah, Down by Law is kind of like throwing yourself deep into it. I know, Night on Earth is all. I was considering Night on Earth, but it's also like maybe not representative of him as a filmmaker. I mean, Mystery Train is kind of the one you watch after you've decided you're a fan, and then you get to see him kind of working at his best. I literally think Mystery Train is his best. Only Lovers Left Alive is for like the real heads. Like, if you start with Only Lovers, there's a chance you're not going to vibe with it. But like, Patterson is like, I don't know, it's a very likable movie. There's also Dead Man, but Dead Man is also like a step into like prestige that he doesn't really have in, like, I wouldn't call like Dead Man or what's the other, Stranger Than Paradise. Like, I wouldn't say they're like on the level of Dead Man, so like it's tough. I would just start with Patterson. And if you're kind of into it, you can someone needs to make one of those like charts where they're like, if you liked this about it, go this direction. If you liked this about it, go this direction. The fuck is prestige? Like, it's got like a thing to, you know, it's got like a je ne sais quoi. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like an elevated Jim Jarmusch movie. Whereas like you could argue Down by Law and Stranger Than Paradise are just like a good hang. They're a good time. Favorite movie intro? Enter the Void. I mean, if we're talking opening credits, yeah. Enter the Void. It's kind of all downhill from there. Even though I like that movie, it's kind of like they start you off like so high, literally, and then you're like oh shit, this is gonna be crazy. And then that said, Climax is a close second. He knows how to start a movie, man. He knows how to start a damn movie. Do the Right Thing's a good one too. Damn. Have you seen Tombstone? I have not. I have not seen Chernobyl, though. Favorite actor right now? As like an actor who, I mean, probably Adam Driver is like, he's the one where it's like I'll watch whatever he does. Same with Timothée Chalamet. I don't know if I would say they're my favorite actors, though. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a tough question. I like Rob Pattinson a lot. Joaquin Phoenix. Oh, we'll talk about Joaquin Phoenix in a second. How long have we been live? Almost an hour. We'll talk questions for a little bit, and then we'll get into signs. Or we'll do. Let me browse the tier list real quick. Maybe there's a fun tier list we could squeeze in. I don't know. I gotta come prepared with that one. My uncle bullied him. Joaquin Phoenix? Your uncle bullied Joaquin Phoenix? Can we talk about Umbrellas of Cherbourg real quick? Yep, for sure. Let's do it. Umbrellas of Cherbourg, one of the best movies ever made. Probably the best musical you'll ever find. Probably the best use of color you'll ever find. One of the best romances, but also one of like the saddest movies ever made. Gorgeously directed. Best what's her name? Catherine Deneuve. Best Jacques Demy. Best movie about war. Maybe that's a stretch, but yeah. It's the best in a lot of lists. Bay of Angels is great, and I love Bay of Angels. I don't think it gets talked about enough, but it doesn't even touch Umbrellas. As much as I'd like to do a Mission Impossible tier list, I have a ranked video that was technically due like a month ago that I promised a month ago. But it's I'm still working on it. I realized I had to rewatch a lot of them. I thought that like just watching the ones I hadn't seen was enough, and then unlike a lot of other ranked videos, I was like, I kind of need to rewatch a lot of these like to get a solid grasp. And I have to rewatch Fallout, and then I'm good to make it. And it'll come out like mid-August. But rank your own films? I'm not going to do that. But I would hope that I get better with each new film. That's my goal. Soup tier list? That would go so hard, actually. Yeah. Wait. Let me look this up. I'm like, fuck movies. Let's rank Soup, man. Is this Soup? Soups, 60 plus. 60 soups. Oh my god, I haven't even had most of these. I'm not familiar with all these soups. What the fuck is pickle soup? What is pickle soup? Has anyone here had pickle soup? What the hell is that? Yeah, this might start a... I might do this. I'm renaming the categories, which means I'm in too deep. I have to do it now. Wait, can I get a read on the chat if we're interested in soup? Should we bust through this real quick? Dude. We're going to bust through it. That's enough for me. Okay. Give me a second here. I'm also going to move this here. Or no. Yeah. You here. You here. One second. And then we'll talk about signs. You're going to start a war? Dude. I think I'm going to start a dialogue is what I'm going to start. Let me make sure everything looks okay. Okay. I think this is good. All right, here we are. Soup tier list. These are the soups. Avocado soup off the bat. Dude, looks disgusting, man. I'm not familiar, but I'm not, it's probably an F. Bacon soup looks ass. I'm not even that familiar, but I'm not putting that. Barley soup, I kind of do like barley. I could get down with barley. Isn't that just grease? That's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell? Barley soup, I'm gonna go like a solid like B. It looks good in the, like, this is when you see this on the picture, it's like that's kind of what soup should be, right? Yeah. Beef noodle soup. Kind of looks like it's doing a bit much. I mean, it looks good with some like carrots and whatnot. I'll go C. Maybe it's doing a little too much, but it's also like, what else do you want? I'm going to put beef noodle soup in B. Beer cheese soup is Wisconsin as fuck, but like we kind of love Wisconsin for that. What the fuck are most of these? That's what I'm saying, dog. Beer cheese soup. I mean, maybe this is just the Midwest in me, but I'm like, that does sound kind of crazy in a good way. I'm gonna put it in C because I don't think I've had it in my life. Bermuda fish chowder. Everything fish is probably gonna go in not familiar because I've not had a lot of. What is bird's nest? That sounds familiar, but I don't know what that is. Is it egg? Mom, he's ranking soups again. Dude, yeah, beer cheese soup. That's one you got to hear out. Bird's nest, I'm not familiar. Black sesame soup, I'm not familiar, and I do not care to get. What's borscht? Can someone familiarize me with borscht? Most people only have the same 3 soups over and over. It's true. Ew, bro. Bread soup? We got some hits coming up, though. We have real soup coming up. Borscht is peak? Yeah, so borscht I'm going to put in not familiar because I will be honest, I just haven't had it. But, like, I'll hear you out on that. Bread soup sounds stupid as fuck. Dude, broccoli cheddar is pretty good. It's not S, but it's, like, pretty good. I used to, like, brush off broccoli cheddar and be like, who goes for that? But, like, broccoli cheddar is pretty good. Come on. That's some good ass. That's some good soup. There are S soups, which is why I can't put it in the same league as them. But cabbage soup sounds kind of good. What is that? Like, it sounds like Polish. It sounds like a Polish ass. I'm not familiar, but I'm not like mad at it. There should be, because I would count all of these as soup. I'm gonna say not familiar, but fuck. No, but absolutely not. That's a good way of, yeah. Not familiar, would try. Avocado soup, absolutely not. Bermuda fish chowder, I'll hear it out. Bird's nest soup sounds weird. And black sesame soup, I don't care to try. Yeah, we needed that. Carrot soup. I probably have had it at some point. Ooh, do they have what I think? Is squash? Yeah, bro. Okay, carrot soup. I'm gonna put in like, ew. I would try it. I don't think I've actually genuinely had it. I'm just trying to like picture the taste. Chestnut, I would die. I'm allergic. I haven't listened to the new Tyler, to be honest. I have listened to the new clips and think it's fantastic, but okay, chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle is fantastic. It's kind of like it's like baby's first soup though. Like it's a classic, but like let's be real. Honestly, I mean, yeah, you can't really beat it. But like you can beat it. I take that back. Bro, there's like, it's not, yeah, sure, it's the soup, but like, fucking, it's not the goat, dog. Where are we? Chicken soup. This looks pretty good, to be honest. It's obviously not chicken noodle, but like, I like a creamy soup. Dude, after like a long day in the mines, this probably goes hard. I would happily have chicken soup. What is chorba? Could someone describe chorba for me? I should know what this is. What's ciopino? It looks good as fuck. Yeah, the color looks crazy. But what is the little, is that, if those are like, I'm not familiar, but I would try it. And I'm also not familiar, but I would try it. Clam chowder. Clam chowder is pretty fucking good. Dude, clam chowder is like, I kind of fuck with clam chowder. This is like a recent development. It could be yes, to be honest. Clam chowder is kind of the GOAT. I'm not like in the mood for clam chowder all the time. I've had bad clam chowder. That's the thing. Yeah, dude, you turn like 26 and like you get really into clam chowder randomly. I'm going to put it in S, dude. It's a good soup. That's a sophisticated soup. Corn chowder? We lost the plot with this one. Like this is I wouldn't try that. Crab bisque. I haven't tried it, but that looks good. That looks really good. Cream of asparagus. Cream of asparagus. I don't know. Yeah, crab bisque has goated potential for sure. I can see it. Cream of asparagus. I would try it. Cream of broccoli. I think I have had it. It would never be my first choice. Cream of celery. I'm realizing I haven't had most soups. Also, they do have matzo ball soup, John. Didn't you say they didn't? Asparagus is kind of the goat veggie. I don't know. I'm kind of turned into a Brussels sprouts guy in recent years. But I'm like that kind of, I need like some bullshit on the Brussels sprouts for it to be good. Like I need a cream. And at that point, you're you're doing too much. Cream of celery, I would try it. Cream of chicken. I love chicken soups of all kinds. I think this looks better than chicken soup. And I think I know I like can't really think off the top of my head if I've had it, but like, I don't know how you could go wrong with cream of chicken. I've had enough in there to say I know. Cream of crab. Cream of crab, would try it. Cream of mushroom, again, similar to chicken. Like, I've had enough of that to know it's probably C tier. Cream of potato. What's with all that? Dude, so much cream. Cream potatoes, it looks a little bit bland. But but I can't say it's any lower. It looks like it'd be like a nice, like with some crackers. Do they have strawberry bisque? Doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. Cream of tomato. We've lost like 50 viewers by doing this, by the way. Cream of tomato. I haven't tried it. I mean, I guess I could kind of put it together. I'm not a huge... I mean, yeah, no, it'd be with them. Cucumber soup. Ew, bro. Ew. Dude, I don't like cucumber. I'll say that. I'm not a huge cucumber fan. What is wrong with you? Yeah, wait, where the fuck is beef stew? Is it not beef noodle soup? The noodles kind of throw it off. Egg drop soup. Disgusting. 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 Fish soup. We'll do our weekly boxed, yeah. Stick around till the end. We'll probably do it in like an hour. New tier list, please. We'll bust through this, man. I wouldn't have fish soup. French onion, dude. Yes. And I don't want to hear anything about this. French onion soup goes crazy. Gazpacho. Gazpacho also kind of goes crazy. I've had bad gazpacho. I'm going to put it in like B. I mean, it could be A. Stop saying you're going to bust through this. Why? What's wrong with that? Goulash. I've actually never had goulash. I only know it from that SpongeBob episode. I would try it, though. It looks really good. What's in goulash? Gumbo. Gumbo, I had it like a while ago. I haven't had enough gumbo in my life to like have an opinion. Hot and sour soup just sounds generic, but like I haven't tried it. Italian wedding soup. Looks pretty good. What's the meat in that? Are those meatballs? Leek, I'm not fucking with. Lentil soup, I'm fucking with heavy. Lentil soup, I love. Lobster bisque, I haven't had it. Lobster stew, I haven't had it. Matzo ball soup. They're little meatballs. How could you go wrong with that? I haven't really had it, so I can't, say. But like based on the picture, this is a solid soup. Matzo ball soup. I don't even think I've had matzo ball soup. I'll let John call this one out. John, this one's all you. It looks good. It looks pretty solid. Melon soup is fucking atrocious. It's an S, bro. I'll put it in S, man. I'll take John's word for it. They look good. What are they? What is that? What are these balls? What's in these balls? Dude. Oh, yeah. Yes. What's Minestrone? It looks good. I'll try it. Miso's an S. Miso's an easy S, yeah. I mean, that's like kind of the top. Don't ask. Don't ask what's in these balls. Noted. Mayak Gook. I haven't had it. What is that? Seaweed? I haven't had it. I would try it. Odong soup. Looks really good, honestly. Damn, that looks good as fuck. I can't say I've had it, though. I haven't had it. Would try it. Pea soup, I have had, and I don't fuck with pea soup. That's a solid D. Sorry to the pea heads out there. Peanut soup. No, dude. I've had soup, like, I don't think I've had, like, full peanut soup. But, like, I've had soup with peanuts in it, and it fully ruins the dish. And I'm not even allergic to peanuts. Like, I can have them, but I don't like it. It's a flavor I don't want in my soup. Pho. Pho is an easy yes. I fuck with pho. Hard not to fuck with pho. Pickle soup, absolutely not. Pozole. What's this? What is this? Pozole? Ew, dude, it's a lime? That looks like a like taco ingredients. Pickle soup probably is kind of good. But yeah, you know, I was being a little harsh. You don't really taste the lime in pho. This, I don't know what this is, but it looks like it could be good. Pumpkin soup, not my thing at all. I don't fuck with pumpkin soup. Ramen is above everything else. I don't even know if... I mean, ramen is soup. It just feels like it's in a league of its own, though. Like, you can't even compete with that, dude. It's ramen above everything, for sure. Seafood chowder, I would try it. Shrimp bisque, I would try it. Spinach soup, sounds kind of bad. Split pea's all right. Squash bisque, dude, I don't know if I've had, like, squash bisque, but, like, my mom used to make, like, squash soups growing up, and they were my least favorite thing in the world. I hated them. Taco soup. Taco soup, I'm kind of like, why are we doing that? Just have a taco. Can't be bad, though. Got to put it in C. Tomato bisque, probably B. Tomato soup, probably C. No, tomato soup is kind of like that was wrong. That was completely wrong. Tomato soup is pretty good. I jumped the gun on that one. Tomato soup is like the friend that's always there. Like, at your lowest, you'll always have tomato soup. It's kind of like on the same... It's like that and chicken noodle soup are like... Those are brothers. That's Bert and Ernie. I don't know. Tortilla soup. Sounds really good. That sounds like a better taco soup, to be honest with you. Turkey soup is... No. That's what I'm saying, John. Yeah, like if it's with grilled cheese, I don't think there's a better partnership out there. Vegetable soup, B. Vager. I mean, that sounds pretty good though. All right, that's it. This feels incorrect now that I'm looking at it. Let's bask in this. I didn't like really think about how many soups I've had in my life before doing this. I haven't seen I haven't tapped into a lot of soups. Maybe every week we'll have a new soup. Call it the weekly soup. The weekly spoon. Are you still planning on doing that roasting Letterboxd profiles vid? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, are you talking about for the donations for the short film? Because those are going to go out. But as far as like a normal vid, yes, that will also happen eventually. All right. That's the soup tier list. Okay. That was today's activity. I say now's a good time to talk about this week's movie, which is Signs. We're officially in the Signs zone. Show of hands, how many of us watched this movie this week for this stream? I want to see some. People saw it. People watched it. That's what we like to see. I love it when you guys watch the movies. I love giving out homework. So Signs. Where do we even start? I have a lot to say about this movie. I ended up having a lot of thoughts on this, and I ended up really, honestly enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would, which is great. That's exciting. We love that. Signs, if you didn't know, I'm going to pull it up on Letterboxd real quick. This is one of M. Night Shyamalan's classics. Came out in 2002, which is an important thing to bring up. It's very interesting when this film came out. I don't know where this is in his filmography, like time-wise. This came out after The Sixth Sense, which is obviously like his biggest hit, probably the one he'll be remembered by. After Unbreakable. He was kind of like on a high here. This is in the middle of a pretty crazy run for him. But it's about a family living on a farm finds mysterious crop circles in their fields, which suggests something more frightening to come. We will be spoiling it, but we're not going to spoil it right away. But if you didn't know, I mean, it's an aliens movie. There are aliens in it. I feel like everyone knows that. There was a lot of talk about it like a few years ago when Nope came out. A lot of people compared it to Nope. Because it's a very like kind of, I don't want to say by the books, but it's like if we're talking like movies about like aliens coming to Earth, it's like you would probably put Signs in like the classic stat, like one of the main boys in that discussion. It's pre The Village. Yeah, I was looking at it. So he has had a very interesting career, M. Night Shyamalan. Like he's in the middle of a great run right now, in my opinion. As you know, Trap, Old, Knock at the Cabin, Split. I know that all of these films have very mixed reviews, and people are all over the board with them. Like Old, we all can kind of laugh at, but like it's a good time in my opinion. Trap, it's a shit. Like literally, that's like one of those movies where you ask a stranger who has seen the movie like what they thought of it. It could go any direction. Like there's people who think it's the worst thing in the world, people who will die for it, people like me who are like kind of down the middle, but like skew good. Like I thought it was a good movie. Like he's a really kind of tricky director to navigate. Like the only like true M. Night hit that I guess was like a hit for everybody was like The Sixth Sense, but that's like maybe the only one that I've seen where I would say that. I haven't seen The Village yet or Unbreakable, so do with that what you will or whatever. And then there's obviously The Last Airbender, which we're gonna gloss over. He had like this historic run, and then he made a series of huge duds, and now he's like kind of making a soft comeback. But like by comeback, I mean he's kind of been back for a while. All that to say, Signs is from this first run of like hits. And I will just come out and say it. This might be, and I haven't seen Unbreakable, so maybe I'll hold off. But from what I've seen, I think this is my favorite M. Night movie. I thought this was fantastic. And like, I haven't seen older M. Night in a while. This is like, I don't know. This is very similar to what he's making now. Like he's always kind of been like this. And Awesome Adam, yes, I will touch on that because that's like one of the things I really loved about it. Anyway, so a thing a lot of people bring up about M. Night is that his dialogue is really awkward. His shot coverage is frustrating and often a little like janky. He's known for his twists. He's known for his like weird premises. We'll talk about Mel Gibson, yes. But usually that is something that kind of holds me back. Like it's something about Trap that was like charming to me, but like very, very prominent in that film. So much so that like I couldn't look past it. Like it just kind of like his weird delivery pokes its way in throughout the movie. And people have like called me out for this because I made like a joke about it on Letterboxd that like M. Night has never like talked to like a real human person before, which was like a little joke. And people were like, I saw a lot of like critiques being like, you can't praise Wes Anderson for making all his movies sound a certain way and then like turn around and bash M. Night. And it's like, that is true. But I will say M. Night's dialogue and delivery is like so much more jarring because they're kind of hidden in what appears to be a normal movie. He's way more subtle about his like absurdity and bizarre quirks than Wes is, because Wes is just like it fits inside of his weird ass like cinematography and artifice and all that. This shit's like this shit's just weird. And I think it's also because it's weird in like Trap, and in this one especially because what's actually happening is weirdly moving. So like to see such kind of rigid dialogue or I should say delivery in such a like sad and emotional film is kind of, it's a tough one to wrap your head around. It's very frustrating, but that's not to say it's bad. I was really like, I don't know, his films just like get in your head, not only in like the themes and the story, but like the way they're presented are just like not what you're used to. And I don't know, this more than any of his others, and this has happened with his others. It certainly happened with Old, where I'm just thinking about them like long after I watch them. This is one that really kind of like wedged itself into my brain. And I only watched it yesterday, so who's to say like how this will age further, but like I guess that was a really convoluted way of saying like I was very moved by this one, more so than any other M. Night movie I've seen. Like we said, Mel Gibson is in there. I think I realized during this, and I'm going to double check now. Nope, never mind. Damn, that's right. Never mind. I was going to say, I thought this was my first Mel Gibson movie, which it's not. Obviously, he's in Mad Max 1 and 2, which I completely, and 3, but I haven't seen 3, but I completely forgot about that. And he's also in Chicken Run, which I've forgot about. But I guess like this is the first true like Mel Gibson performance that I've seen. Like I haven't seen him like act the way he is here. And Mel Gibson aside, it was a great performance. It's one of the better M. Night lead performances that I've seen. No, I haven't seen Braveheart, dog. There's a lot that I haven't seen. And I also haven't seen Pocahontas. But yeah, he was really good in this. He also is like really good next to Joaquin Phoenix, who delivers a very underrated performance here. Dude, I haven't seen Apocalypto. Yeah, that's another one that's like, there's a lot of Mel Gibson films that are like, pretty high on the list of like, I need to see. When did, wait, didn't he direct Flight Risk? He did, yeah. I haven't seen Flight Risk yet. Probably going to skip that one. But yeah, anyway. As far as performances go, like everyone is doing the best they could with what is like a pretty thorny script to navigate, at least like delivery wise. Like the dialogue is very on the surface, not very natural. Like pretty wonky and could be delivered horribly, but like for some reason like Mel Gibson just reads the tone of this perfectly, as does Joaquin Phoenix, but that's kind of always the case. I thought the kids were great, dog. What's his name? Rory Culkin? One of the Culkin brothers. I haven't seen him in anything else, but I thought he was great. Like I was like, this is a good child performance. Honestly, the person delivering the most like intense performance here is M. Night himself in his cameo. He shows up like he always does, very briefly. He plays what's the name again? He plays Ray, who I believe is the veterinarian. But he like shows up for like one scene, and is like so intense. It's like a crazy. The girls from Little Miss Sunshine. That's crazy. That's crazy. And yeah, dude, like usually I love M. Night cameos because like he kind of has a little bit of fun with it. Like he plays it like you know it's him, and he like I don't know is kind of like a comic relief. Like he's really great in Trap. I thought he was hilarious in Knock at the Cabin. He kind of like the way he shows up in Old is stupid but fun. I don't remember how he shows up in Split now that I think about it. But yeah, he's going hard in this movie. Gives like the most dramatic performance I've ever seen from him. And it's always interesting seeing stuff like that because it's always like I started realizing this. I've brought this up before, but I started realizing this with Olivia Wilde and Don't Worry Darling, when that's a really bad example of when a director shows up in their own movie and you realize through their performance like, oh, that's what they were going for. And it makes the shortcomings of like the rest of the movie glaringly obvious because you're like, damn, you're showing us what you wanted out of this and you're not getting there anywhere else. And it's interesting seeing M. Night do this because it's like it's a very kind of grounded and intense performance in a movie of like kind of strange performances that don't read that natural, but for some reason it really works. It's like he kind of feels like this weird like nightmarish like kind of traumatic symbol in I forget Mel Gibson's character's name, but in the lead's life, which I thought worked really well. And the fact that it's M. Night and it's the director gives it this like otherworldly, like ghostly figure because you're like, that's the director. I don't know. It's by far my favorite M. Night cameo. Probably because it's just his best performance flat out. I was going to bring up Mel Gibson as an interesting choice, and I was wondering if chat has other thoughts on this, but I was like, the movie is obviously like a very kind of, I don't want to say in-depth, but like thorough exploration of like religion and like what it means to be a religious person and like believe in certain things and like how believing in a religion and like following something kind of gives you a sense of security. And it's a really like, it's not very, in my opinion, like critical of it. Like it's a pretty open-minded film that like, I don't know, looks at the subject from all different angles. And just given like, I don't know a ton about Mel Gibson, like outside of the, I mean, I know the obvious things, but like, I do know, like, is it, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't this like kind of a crazy movie for like Mel Gibson to be in? Something that like kind of critiques, but not entirely critiques religion and like what it means to be religious? Because I don't know, it was a part of the film that I thought was like added a lot to the tone of it, because I'm like, I don't know, this is one I was like, I don't even know, I don't really have the backstory to back this one up. He did do Passion of the Christ. That's what I'm saying. Mel Gibson took it as a faith-affirming movie, which is why he signed up. See, that's the thing, is I'm like, it's so fascinating because to me, it's like, it doesn't take like a hard stance on it. And it's like really interesting. Like people, I like picturing someone who does like, who is like very religious watching this. It's like, it probably does come across very like, yeah, this is why I do this. And I think there's like something beautiful about that. Like it kind of looks at the subject in a really open-minded way. But it also like critiques it a lot, I would say. We talking about Signs? We are talking about Signs, yes. Yeah. It's a really interesting movie. I really appreciated just how much it did with its religious themes and like like using it, like tying it back to the alien premise in a way that felt, I don't know, really simple and succinct. Like it's a tight hour 40, which is like the case with every M. Night movie, and he manages to go pretty deep with it. And yes, the couch scene where he's talking about fate versus chance. That's like the golden scene, man. It's I don't know. It feels way more personal than a lot of M. Night's movies, which is crazy because I feel like he's made a lot of personal stuff, and I think Trap, when you look at it as a personal movie, it makes it a lot better. I'm like, he's doing a lot there with I don't know, his own. I mean, putting his own daughter in the movie. It's like, doesn't get much more personal than that. But I was gonna say my favorite scene, and this is kind of going off the religious thing, sort of, not really. But like the dinner scene when he snaps at his family is like so good, like almost moved me to tears. Just the way he like completely snaps and then breaks down in front of them, and then like the group hug. It's like, on paper it should be so cheesy and not work at all, but I think the way it builds into that in the film, and watching a film where it's like so isolated and you really don't see the world outside of the family, watching the family break down is just, it's like devastating to watch, because it's like you really believe the connection they have with each other, which makes like stuff like that just hit so much harder. I mean, I think that's why the film works so well, is because, like, yes, you could say it's not very natural, or that like the dialogue sounds a little weird, but I think it's because the family feels so real, and everyone seems to like just genuinely love each other in this movie. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, I as long as I believed the connection, it kind of works for me, which is the same thing with Trap. I'm like, yes, it's a little awkward, but you also believe the connection between that father and his daughter. I think he nails it when he needs to, and that's really important. We won't talk about the ending a ton, just because I agree it's a little anticlimactic and like borders on being a little cheesy. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, while I was watching it, I was like, I don't know if I would want this movie to end any other way. For a movie about like believing in something and like reaffirming the idea of believing in something, I feel like it ends in like a sweet kind of tongue-in-cheek way. Alien design, yes or no? I don't even know if there's an answer to that. Like, it was a kind of a non-design. It was just like a very generic silhouette figure. I like the gas that comes out of its wrist. It was fun. Well, yeah, the Departed ending is, you're not gonna beat that. You're not gonna beat that. We're apples to oranges here, man. I guess, like, so I'll talk about what didn't work. There's really only one aspect of this that I never came around to, that I do think, like, you know, I don't want to say ruins, but like kind of softens the ending, is the music. I wasn't really fucking with the score. It had like an old school Spielberg, John Williams type thing, and I it's not John Williams, and I'm blanking on the composer's full name, but I thought the score really kind of fell short for what this was, which is a shame. But I think everything in the ending worked besides what they're doing with the music. It kind of, yeah, James Newton Howard. Let me look up what else he's done. It was like a good score, but I was like, it's not really fitting for what this is. He also did The Sixth Sense. He did all the Hunger Games movies, The Dark Knight, Pretty Woman. He's kind of an icon. I can't really like say I besides The Dark Knight, I can't say I'm a huge James Newton Howard fan. Um, Damn, he's done like everything, man. He did the first Dune. He did Space Jam. Damn. I'm usually good at composers, but I was not familiar. Yeah. Did you see the way Joaquin Phoenix was using the hammer and nail in that one scene? Dude, he was going hard with the hammer. I loved that. I loved his like all his like bat stuff was super fun. Joaquin Phoenix is so funny in this movie. Like no one, I feel like this never gets talked about when people bring up Joaquin Phoenix performances, but this is like an iconic Joaquin performance. When he was like when he's watching the news footage and like the kids are in the way and he's like, "Vámonos! Out of the way, kids." It's just, that's like one of those like M. Night moments that's like so odd and so funny. Like it's just like, oh man, I don't know. That's the other thing. Like it's the most M. Night people. That's a huge conversation, especially after Trap. People are like, people think that his stuff is unintentionally funny when it's like, no, man, he's a funny guy. He's doing it on purpose. And I think this is a good example of that. Like there's some really good humor in this. But yeah, I don't know. Wrapping it up, I thought this was a fantastic movie. It's you kind of mistake it as just a, by the books alien film because it has all the tropes. It has like, a lot of cornfield cinematography and like, the score feels like a classic 80s alien movie. It's pretty stripped back, but like when you think about the way he shot this and the amount of like depth he brings to it, it's a really bizarre film. And I really love movies that kind of, they appear as these like really like iconic, like safe, conventional stories that like deep down are something a lot stranger than you anticipate them being. And this is like a very good example of that. It's better than a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know. It's the most an M. Night movie has worked on me in a while. I'm definitely gonna bump it up. I think I had it at like a 4 out of 5. But with time, I'm like, I really enjoyed this movie, and it's one that I can see myself rewatching a lot, which is not something I can say about a lot of his work. I don't know. I got a kick out of it. I'm glad we watched this. I want to watch The Village next because I think I'd like it. Anyway, that was Signs. That was this week's Broadkarst Movie Club movie. Thank you to everybody for watching it and for showing up. Now it's time to figure out the next movie. Let's just what's the word? Throw out any idea you have in the chat. We'll decide on like 4. I guess that will be my input. I will decide on 4 of all of the ones that people throw out, and then we'll do a poll, and then we'll figure out which one we do. So I get a little bit of say. I will say I'm going for something that like I haven't seen before, preferably. Grizzly Man really caught my eye, and I do like the Grizzly Man idea because I've wanted to watch it for a while. It would be a really interesting one. People are going hard for Possession. There's been 2 separate Possessions, which is why I feel like we have to put Possession down. Wild at Heart, I've seen 2 recently. I don't really want to cover Wild at Heart again. Next week's movie. I'll lock in Possession. The Breadwinner, La Haine, Dogville, The Great Escape. Great Escape's a good one. Tombstone, There Will Be Blood, Shadows in Paradise, New York, New York. Leon the Professional is a good option as well. That's another big one that I've never seen. I have a feeling I know what's going to be picked based on these. I'll put Leon in there. Leon. I'll put Grizzly Man, and then one more. One more. Not Amelie, dog. You guys know how I feel about Amelie. City of God. Kundun. Okay, we got a few City of Gods. I'll put in City of God. Okay, this is a fun lineup. Okay, I'm gonna do it, and I think while I let that run, we'll do the weekly box while I let that one run. And by the end of the weekly box, we'll have an answer. Okay. While that's going, if you didn't know, if you're new here, every week we do a letterboxd roast, or as I like to call it, a letterbox cover. I cover your letterboxd account. It's usually not very mean-spirited because I don't have a mean thing to say about most profiles. But if you'd like to be in consideration, drop your letterboxd account in the chat, and I will pick one person at random, and we'll talk about it. I'm trying to think what else we do. This week's gone by fast. I know I usually go for like 3 hours, but because of this situation, I'm going to cut off today at 2. Just because that's how it is. I'm going to, how am I going to do this? Okay, that's another thing. Because I was like just glancing, and I was like, pick them at random, but it's not completely random. Another thing about the Discord, while people fill in, is I'm going to, we have it set up so there's going to be like a bot, and when you sign up for the Discord, it inputs your Letterboxd account. So like you can only be a part of this Letterboxd thing if you like join the Discord moving forward. Not this week, obviously. And then there'll be a bot that like randomly selects it, so it's a bit more on the fair side of things. I'm home, dog. That was the shortest shift in the world. I'm gonna go with man. I'm trying to make it as random as possible. I'll go with Light Moons. Fuck it, Light Moons. Dan Liu, you've been picked. We'll do Light Moons. If you didn't get picked, I'm sorry. Next week we'll do it. But this is this week's weekly boxed. Okay. I'm sorry to everybody. I'm sorry. I'm random. Okay. Let me make sure this is all good. And transition. Light Moons. Dan. This is Dan's Letterboxd account. Dan, you are... What is going on in this picture, man? Is that you? Or is that Ryan Gosling? It looks like... So, if that's you, you look a lot like Ryan Gosling. But also, if this is Ryan Gosling, this is an odd Ryan Gosling picture to make your profile picture. Heavy thing surrenders to the floor. Remy Ratatouille, so light the floor surrenders to him. Remy can go back to making baguettes. I don't know what that is referencing, and I don't know what that means. But your top 4, The Social Network, La Chimera, Inside Llewyn Davis, After Sun. I think I say this about every profile that has inside Llewyn Davis, but this is the top 4 of a depressed person. But the fact that you have After Sun in there too makes me extra concerned. Only watched, okay, come on now. What is this diary? What is this diary? We only watched Superman in July. Only watched Lilo and Stitch and Thunderbolts in May. Only watched Sinners in April. This person is a box office fiend. We gotta up the numbers on that one. We gotta up the numbers. We can't be having this. I mean, I can't disagree with this. I would put Thunderbolts a little bit over. We're gonna cut that right there. But Sinners being the top ranked here. Love that. Only thirsty watched this for Aaron. I don't get the Aaron Taylor Johnson love. I don't think he's that hot, to be honest. 2 stars for that ass. That's too much. That's too much for this movie. Oh my God, my laptop's gonna die soon. Wait a second. Quick pause on this while I charge my laptop. Oh my God. I'll put the peeing screen on while I do this. We'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back. Should we spoil The Edge of 17 for everybody? I'm not gonna do it, actually. Okay, let's see. This is a solid top 4. I don't disagree with any of these. This is a valid top 4. The theme is Ryan Gosling. It's just the profile picture. What are you talking about? There's no. I don't see him anywhere. He's nowhere else to be seen, dog. Oh, you got Gosling ranked. Let's look at this, though. Let's look at this. Okay, The Gray Man at the bottom. I haven't seen it, but I kind of agree. The Notebook is the worst one that I've personally seen, and I haven't seen the rest that's on here. I have seen Only God Forgives. You're probably right for that. Fall Guy. You know, I guess, honestly, you're kind of valid. It's good, but, like, these all clear it. Blade Runner #1... I don't know. Maybe that is... I would put La La Land over Blade Runner. Maybe that's a crazy thing to say. Procrastinators? I did pronounce that right. Thank you for the super chat. Can you do more than 1 a week? That's 4 people a month. I mean, that's what it is, man. I'm sorry. It's not like a common thing. I might stream more than once a week, and that will make it more than 4 people a month. But that's the beauty of the weekly boxed. It's just, you know, if you get picked, you get picked. I guess, like, yeah, this is a valid top spot, but, like, as far as Ryan Gosling performances, and I know that's not what you're going after here, I would probably put... What is the best Ryan Gosling performance out of all these? It's probably Blue Valentine. Blue Valentine's probably the best one, right? Insurance provider as response. Damn. It kind of cooked me with that one. Yeah. I mean, this is valid, though. This is valid. I really don't get your profile picture, but, like, I guess it's, you know, it is what it is. Solid profile, though. Solid profile. You really got to get on Jaws. You haven't seen any of these? Okay, we need to get the numbers up. I need you to stop watching this stream and go watch one of these movies right now. Because damn. Okay. Bro paid $5 for you to say no. I thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. Okay. Thank you, Dan, for the lovely boxed. Let's end by deciding on next week's movie. Next week's movie will be... It looks like it's going to be City of God. That actually surprises me. That's crazy. Wait 1 second. I really thought it was going to be Possession. I'll be completely honest with you. But we're going to watch City of God. We're finally going to watch it. This has been on my watch list for a while. One that I still have not seen. My Shadow. Wait, where's the dog? Can't really see the dog. Yeah. Okay, City of God next week. Next week, we will be streaming again on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central for 2 hours. Maybe more. I think I'm going to buy like a little mic tripod by then so that we could do some more Cine 2 Nerdle. Possibly some more activities. Before then, we will have a Discord set up. I will probably post about it in the community section of this channel. So if you're not subscribed by now, you should really consider being a subscriber so that you can get in on some of these fun announcements and know when we stream, know what movies we're going to be talking about, and any other updates we have going on. There'll probably also be some what are they called, VODs, or like, well, I'll cut together like segments from this stream so that if you want to watch them isolated, you can do that too. But thank you guys for tuning in. I think that's going to be it. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Go try one of the soups we talked about today. Watch City of God for next week, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye-bye.